Okay, continuing my little chat with the mayor. Have you rode a bicycle? You riding a bicycle? Look at your gut there.
Treadmill.
Treadmill. You still got the treadmill, huh?
Are you looking at my gut?
Because if you
Charles,
quit,
I'm 185 pounds.
if you quit smoking, that's why I'm always looking at it. Because I got a big gut myself.
You're a different league than I am.
I know, but I walk every night too. Anyway, cycling. We got a problem here. We know I had some problems with riding a bicycle. We have the trails. We have the park patrol, patrolling the trails. We have cyclists riding on the sidewalk. We have Constable Rick Mooney said that no cyclists are allowed on the pedway on the sidewalk beside the Westmoreland Bridge. We got to be on the bridge. He said that during the information morning. But do we have a problem with this green city and cycling?
You know, we have virtually the same problems as any other community. There's no silver bullet. You're not going to wake up some morning and everything is going to be fine. You're combining and mixing pedestrians and cyclists and automobiles. We're trying to provide, we've made strides in the last year. I always will keep going back to we're not perfect. We try and get better. We try and make it better. We try and make it safer. In the last few years, we've created bike lanes to try and provide something for people. There is a law that says you should wear a helmet. You should wear a helmet. A lot of people do. A lot of people don't. There doesn't seem to be a lot of consistency in enforcement. It's a kind of an issue which is a fluid one. We keep working on it. You know, I really would appreciate if people that were on the trails, for example, had a bell and used their bell. Being somebody who walks on the trails, it's quite unnerving when somebody comes by you just really fast. If you happen to step over into the path, I mean, you could be seriously hurt, both of you.
And we have nice trails here.
We got beautiful trails.
And the trails, again, I seen Wayne, what's the name, Talon?
Yeah.
And I shook his hand a couple of weeks ago. On a Sunday, the trails were clean from the snow. And a lot of people are using the trails.
It's our greatest asset.
It's beautiful.
Wonderful.
It's beautiful. And so now you got cycling. Now, when did this bylaw pass? You're not supposed to ride a bicycle on the sidewalk.
It's been there for many years.
Many years.
And it's one of those difficult ones where, you have people doing it and riding fast and scaring, I mean, most of this stuff doesn't require a law as much as it requires
common sense.
Common sense.
But the police have made themselves very clear that they will go after people, especially for any excuse. There was a guy that was attacked on, no, it's for the court, can't talk about it, but on Aberdeen Street. Driving the sidewalk, nobody around. The police decided to stop him. I mean, I think in the 60s, when we were riding a bicycle, people were distracted by a nice-looking woman on the side of the street. But now you have testing, you got cell phone, you got computers, you got GSP. I mean, there's so much distraction that it's not safe to ride a bicycle on the street, especially here. My God, it's dangerous. Isn't it time for the city to really act on this issue? Because the summer is right around the corner.
I don't know what you can do on any of these distraction issues. I'm one that certainly supports no texting while you're driving. I think that's a common sense thing to do. I mean, it's just the right thing to do.
But they still do it.
But I mean, there's so many distractions besides texting.
Oh, I know.
So, you look at the bicycle, you look at the car, you look at the bicycle, look at the car, and you say to yourself, if there's a problem, which one do I don't want to be on? Now, that's pretty sad. We want to provide a safe environment for people to be able to bike. It's good for their health, it's good for the environment, it's good for all of those things. But it's a dangerous combination. Always has been, and I'm sure it always will be, unless you have a place that is a designated bicycle lane only, and protect people.
Yeah, but that's not, I see some people on this new bicycle lane and they still have some people hollering at them. Now, here in the city, we're the only city in New Brunswick that has a park patrol. Their main goal is to go after people that don't have a helmet, which is a provincial
I don't think that's their
issue.
only goal. I think
They look for vandalism.
they
and
look for vandalism. They look for people that that may need help or in distress or a number of things.
But
I mean,
they go after. If I see them, they stop everybody. I've seen it, Brad.
Well, they stop people that aren't wearing a helmet to tell them that it's safe that they do wear a helmet and that there is a law that they're wearing a helmet. I mean, it's an educational thing more than anything, Charles.
Why do we have the park patrol here? Is it job creation or?
Well, for the
The other
reasons
cities, they don't have it.
for the reasons that I just said.
Just to.
It's and like I've been out in Marysville, and Ann and I, and it's way out in the middle of nowhere, and we're enjoying and the park patrol comes by. Hello, how you doing? I mean, it just it's a human contact within the trail system to give the public some assurance that there are people there that are there to help or if you need them.
Because I noticed that they're not, when they leave at 8 o'clock at night, people go on the trail. When winter's done, spring is here, especially people that, on social assistance or, they can't afford a car, they ride the trails, they enjoy the trails. And the minute the park patrol arrive, they avoid the trail.
Why?
Because they don't want to be hassled, they don't want to be bothered.
Hassled about what?
About no helmets. And people say, well, go buy a helmet. Helmet costs about $250.
It's the same thing with motorcycles in New Brunswick, isn't it?
What's
There's
that?
no police on the road, you wouldn't wear one if you didn't want to wear one. But if the police are on the road and if you got no helmet on, they're going to stop you. Do you think they're hassling you?
Yes, and I'm a former cyclist that rode across Canada and across the States. And Ontario is 18 years and younger. You got to wear a helmet. This thing here passed when Frank McKenna passed it in the 90s. And I fought hard against it. Said 18 years and younger, wear a helmet. But now the police are using that avenue to go after people. And the park patrol, they give a warning. And it's something that bothers a lot of people. And a lot of people are avoiding the trails just because of that.
Why don't you try and get even with them and put a helmet on? What would you do if they didn't hassle you?
Well, I don't know. I'm not the only one, Brad. I'm not the only one.
I'm not talking about everybody else. I'm talking about you.
Yeah, no, me, it's just that
Why don't you find a nice fashionable helmet?
I was
don't worry about it.
offered one, a nice one, but if I ride a bicycle around the two bridges, why should I wear a helmet? If I want to go mountain bike,
What about seatbelts? Do you feel the same way?
no, I gotta wear seatbelt.
Why?
Yeah, it helps your life, I guess. Have you already heard somebody that was brain dead because he had an accident on a bicycle? I never heard anybody.
I've heard of people that have really banged their head and hurt their head without a helmet on.
That's what happened to you. But
I don't like helmets, by the way.
it's
I don't like them. But I mean, if it's the law,
yeah, but
I don't want to be in a situation where somebody's pulling me over and stopping me and saying, you should have a helmet on because it's a law.
yeah, it's the law in New Brunswick. It's not the law across Canada. But like when I rode a bicycle across Canada and
The law
across
in
the
Saudi
States,
Arabia is you just steal, they cut off your
I
hand.
know.
What's
I
your
know,
point?
I know. The point is, when I went across Canada, I never hear of a cyclist being killed on the highway. And now, a lot of people are being killed on the highway. And a helmet is not going to save them. It was some guy from Shediad Bridge that died last summer going across Canada. And the cyclists between St. John and Fredericton. And 3 cyclists in Montreal and Brandon, Manitoba. Motorcycles being killed because the streets are not safe. I know I'm jumping from helmet to the street safety again. But
Helmet's not going to save you if you get hit by a transport truck.
no, this is a provincial issue anyway for the helmet. But what I'm saying is the park patrol, people are avoiding the trail when the park patrol are there. And I think that should be a concern, my opinion, that everybody should feel free to go on the trail without being harassed. If you commit a crime, all right. If you're drunk or whatever, but if you ride a bicycle, Why harass the citizens?
All right, you're starting to get, you're
I'm preaching too much? Okay.